What's up, everybody? It's Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and we got a special guest on the show, Coach Jeff Koo, the defensive coordinator at Nassau Community College. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. How's it going? Good to have you on the show.
It's going great. I'm always excited to be here. You guys do a great job with your podcast.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I've followed you for a while on Twitter, and you always got great content, and it's fun to talk football with you.
Oh, you guys too. Love the show. Love what you guys do.
So you're a Jets fan, right?
Big Jet fan. Been my whole life.
Nice. What's that been like? What's it like to be a Jets fan?
I think it's been, good and bad. It's been a little rough the last couple of years, but, back in, the good years when Sanchez was quarterbacking and, on the cusp of the Super Bowl, there was some exciting teams there.
Yeah.
So it's a little rocky late, but I think it's getting back to, a couple of years, it can be a very good football team.
Yeah, absolutely. They're trending in the right direction. I remember, guys like LaDainian Tomlinson, Matt Forte being your guys running back.
Yeah, that was some good times right there. We had, I think, Sean Green for a little bit. I mean, there was some really good guys back in the day, and they had a great offensive line, too. So,
yeah.
Faneca and, Rick Ferguson, Nick Mangold. So, they really had a good team back then, when they on the cusp of almost winning it all.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Jets back then. I was a big Rex Ryan fan as well.
Yeah, I love Rex. He really brought some excitement to the area.
Yeah. So, looking at these current Jets, I mean, yeah, they, pretty much doing like a complete rebuild, bringing in Robert Saleh as the head coach, over from San Francisco, bringing in LaFleur, Mike LaFleur, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling after last year and rookie Zach Wilson? How are you feeling about him going into year two? Are you excited? Do you think we're going to see a much improved Zach Wilson year two?
Yeah, I think moving forward this year, they've really done a nice job of adding some pieces around him. So I think first year it's never easy being a quarterback in the NFL. It's just the speed of the game is just so much different than college. The learning curve. So going under center when a lot of times you're in the shotgun in college. So I think year one's an adjustment in tough situations, but I think they've given him some excellent pieces in year two to really help develop him as a quarterback.
Yeah, and I always feel like for a young quarterback, good tight end play is a real help. And the Jets went and signed two tight ends, Tyler Conklin and C.J. Uzomah, both to 3-year deals. Do you like both those moves?
Yeah, I think they both give you different dimensions. I think Tyler Conklin is, a little more versatile. He can be used in the passing game a little more. I think he really gives them some favorable matchups. Uzomah has been a really solid tight end over the years, good veteran presence, for working middle of the field. So I agree with you 100% there. Those were great signings for them because they'll give them a lot more options and easier throws in the pass game. And I think, Conklin could be utilized to cause some matchup issues as well. So both were excellent signings in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And then I was in Seattle for a couple of years, and I got to see DJ Reed, the corner, up close, and he really impressed me. I thought he was their best corner last year, and I think that's a great addition for the Jets, a 3-year deal for corner DJ Reed. Do you like that move?
Yeah, I do. I'm curious to see how it plays out with him, Sauce Gardner, and I think I still think they have some potential with Bryce Hall, so I think they definitely upgraded at their corner position. I think DJ, is a solid football player. He's doing a little bit. He came on at the end of the year. I think he's, gives them an excellent, other corner option. So I think they really upgraded in the secondary, which, there was some questionable spots last year. I still think Bryce Hall is another promising young player, and with Sauce Gardner, I think they're going to really bolster their defense.
Yeah, absolutely. The Jets killed the draft. They did a great job with the draft, getting Sauce Gardner early on, but not only him, but Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, and defensive end Jermaine Johnson. Looking at your receivers, they were pretty good before with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, and then you throw in Garrett Wilson. You got to be excited about that receiving core.
Yeah, you look at those three guys. I think Corey Davis is a better football player than he played last year. I thought he had a tough year.
Mm-hmm.
When he was he was outstanding. I think he's going to bounce back and really be the player he was the year before. And with Elijah Moore, he was a great rookie last year. I think what Garrett Wilson can really, do some things in the slot and really, excel. That the passing game can really take off. You also got like you said, Mims, and I think you got Barrios who also can come in and contribute as well. So
Yeah.
they definitely at that position. I think tight end, like you said earlier. So definitely a nice receiving core there that could really cause some matchups for teams in the passing game.
So we were really high on Jermaine Johnson on this podcast. I thought he was going to go top 10. For him to fall as far as he did, and you guys get him in the back end of the first round, you had to be excited about that.
Yeah, I think he's really going to help us, especially in the run game. I think watching his film at Florida State, got the chance to watch him a couple times. He's a pretty solid run defender. I think he's going to really be utilized. Another great depth guy. You have to get Carl Lawson back on the other side, with Franklin Myers and Quentin Williams, probably move inside. Franklin Myers, that is. I think they really have a nice possible start four there, and then they got some veterans like Sheldon Rankins, Jacob Martin. So Bryce Huff. So Sal likes to have 7-8 fresh guys in there, and they're very good as a pass rushing unit. But I do think Jermaine Johnson can definitely bolster that defensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we thought running back Breece Hall was probably, debatably the best running back in this class, and I thought he was going to go first round. For him to go second round, I feel like that was something that's, kind of missing from this Jets is a solid, great running back, and I think Breece Hall could really add a lot.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing when you watch the Jets last year was their production from the running back position in the passing game. I think that's one thing that Breece Hall will definitely help him with because, to be successful in the NFL in passing game, you got to have dynamic running back and cause some matchup issues out of backfield. And I think Michael Carter's going to get there, but after him last year was kind of, they didn't have that guy.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, didn't, step into that role that I thought they would get more out of him. But, I think Breece Hall could give them that added dimension as well. I think the running game will take care of itself, but I think if the move they made at running back and tight end should definitely bolster some matchups in the passing game.
Yeah, and I like the Iowa State running backs, Breece Hall and David Montgomery. So.
And Michael Montgomery too.
And then you also got a pretty solid tight end prospect in the third round, Jeremy Ruckert out of Ohio State. I mean, you got C.J. Uzomah and Tyler Conklin. You can kind of slowly develop Ruckert and bring him along. He could be a really good pro.
When I watched him in college, I thought he was the best run blocking tight end in the draft.
Wow.
I really thought him. Well, you got to remember at Ohio State, you got three weapons. You got Garrett Wilson, you got Oliver, you got Smith, who's probably arguably the best receiver out of the three, and he didn't even go in the draft last year.
Mm-hmm.
So the touches for Ruckert weren't necessarily there in passing him, but he's I think he's underrated as a pass receiver. But you watch him block, there's not many guys better than him coming out of college. So he's going to be a nice, a nice guy that they can use a little bit 12 personnel and get him on the field in some situations. So he was another good one.
How do you feel about the job that Mike LaFleur has done and the offense around Zach Wilson? Is there more pressure on him to take that next step? Do you feel like they've surrounded him with enough talent and put him in the right position to be successful this year?
Yeah, I think it's a big year for him. It was a tough year last year. I think when you watch some of the teams, other teams with rookie quarterbacks, and Patriots example, they were a little more run heavy, a little rely more on the run game. I think one thing that was, I think he understood that they get through the ball a little more than they should have probably as with a rookie quarterback. But I think with the players at this year, I think they could be a little more balanced, and I think they could really do some things, offensively. And it's always tough with a rookie quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I think with this unit and the guys they really upgraded on the offensive side of the ball. I think getting Tomlinson on the O line was huge. So
yeah,
I think they get some good. They should be a pretty good football team this year.
Yeah, and when you run the ball and are more balanced offensively, I think that helps out your defense as well, and maybe it'll give your defense a better shot to really dominate this year.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the Jets' yards per carry last year, I think they were 10 to 11. So I think they just didn't run the ball enough. I'm not knocking what the job he did, but I just think they could have
Yeah,
you know, the movie.
is that something you're going to keep your eye on to make sure the team's being balanced on offense?
Yeah, I like to see them, like I said, be more balanced. The pieces are there, so it's not easy to call a game too when you fall behind early. So sometimes, you got to throw the ball a little more. So hopefully they get on the board early, take the lead in some games, and really, I think that'll benefit everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at who they lost, I mean Keelan Cole and Jamison Crowder both gone, two receivers, but I mean, what were your thoughts on those two guys? Is that really big losses or not really in your mind?
I think Garrett Wilson will replace him. I always liked Crowder as a receiver. I
Mm-hmm.
always thought that he was a very reliable guy, especially on third down. He was a very good, very good routes. I think he's going to go up to Buffalo, really do good things up there. But I think Garrett Wilson and with Moore and Davis, that's a pretty good starting group. So hopefully Garrett Wilson will give them everything that Crowder gave.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I mean, so same coaching staff going into a big year, not only for Zach Wilson, but for Robert Saleh. He was such a successful defensive coordinator with the Niners. He's looking to get this team to the next step. Just 4 wins last year. What are you looking at? What would you be happy with this year? Just like steps in the right direction, or are you wanting to, be on the cusp of the playoffs this year?
Well, the coach of me, my goal was always to be in the playoffs. That's just how I think, So
Mm-hmm.
to me, is that a fair, goal? I think I think absolutely. I mean, you should try to get to that playoffs and then take it from there. 'Cause anything can happen, but I think the roster's improved greatly enough where they could be a playoff team.
It's a tough division, though. How are you feeling about the rest of the division going up against the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots?
Well, I think the team that really scares you the most, obviously, is the Bills because they have the established quarterback. But I think when you look at the Bills on paper, they're probably the best team.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where you get with the Patriots. Mac Jones going into year two. Tua has shown he's been average the last couple of years, so it depends on how well he develops. They put some pieces around him as well, but it's looking at, I think the Patriots, one of their better moves is going out and get Devontae Parker. I think Bill Belichick get a lot out of him, but I think, the division past the Bills, I think could be, pretty much up for grabs. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
They all play AFC North this year, which is, going to be a little bit of a challenge, out of division games, but I think they could make the playoffs if the pieces fall into place.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So I'm much higher on. I love the Bills going into this year. I still like the Patriots, even though they might not be the most talented team in football. But I agree, getting Devontae Parker and Bill Belichick's just always going to keep you competitive. I'm not sold on the Dolphins. I think on paper they're much improved, but I want to see it on the field, and I think that I need to see it from Mike McDaniel, a rookie head coach. First, compared to, I thought Brian Flores was a great coach. What do you think on that?
The jury's still out. I think Flores, was a good coach, but I think the quarterback play is a really, really question mark for that team.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's the biggest thing. I'm looking at them on paper. Question mark. You got to be able to throw the football downfield, and that's going to be a big question mark with them. I think the case of losing J.C. Jackson was huge as well.
Yep.
I know Belichick always seems to get these corners and get them play at a high level, but I think that's a pretty good corner they lost. So that's every team has a little bit of a weakness. I do agree with the Dolphins. I think they still have some holes up front on the offensive line too. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think that's why I think the Jets could be in a better position than people give them credit for.
What do you think of? So I agree, losing J.C. Jackson was big for the Patriots. What do you think about Malcolm Butler going back to New England? That's a pretty cool story, don't you think?
Yeah, I think him circling away and going back there is a good pick. Bill Belichick is very schematically oriented. You look at them over the years, they're never going to have that elite pass rusher. They're always going to be, scheming, playing their man free and the man concepts. And, they always seem to get the most out of their guys. So, they'll be solid defensively. And it's going to come down to them how much, Mac Jones develops, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not about that was a very good pickup for them.
Yeah. And then one other thing on New England. So as of right now, I don't know if anything's changed, but I've been hearing that Bill Belichick might be calling the offensive plays for New England.
Yeah, you never know what goes on up there. They've had some good players. I mean, they lost. They used to have Josh Boyer up there, who was a great defensive mind and flew under the radar, and the Dolphins ended up keeping him. But
Yeah.
Christian makes all the plays. Belichick makes all the plays. You never. These guys are so adapted. They coach both sides of the ball. Belichick calls the plays. I can totally see it happening. So you look at some of the guys they got up there, and I think I'm curious how it works out with them with Cole Strange at left guard. I mean, I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic on the O line. See how that O line plays out.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting pick. So you're a defensive coordinator, right?
Yes.
How difficult is that to be to specialize defensively, but then be able to go switch and call offensive plays? Is that doable, or is that really difficult?
I don't think it's. I think it's easy sometimes. I think first of all, defensive guys think a certain way, and they think about the plays that hurt them and the things that get them in trouble.
Yeah.
The head coach, Belichick, but he's been a head coach for so long. I think there's advantages, like the things that hurt you from an offensive perspective. The plays that are going to run and go well against this coverage. I think sometimes, like in this day and age, some of these coordinators on offense will have more plays than they need, and I think sometimes having a defensive coach, sometimes calling it can be an advantage. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to hurt them one bit.
Nice, I like that. That's a good take right there. So I believe my prediction for the Jets is they had 4 wins last year. I think they're going to take steps in the right direction, but I don't think they're necessarily, it's a tough division. I got them at between 5 to 7 wins. Do you think that's fair?
I mean, it's fair, but you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. If Zach Wilson comes down and plays above average as a quarterback, they can win 10 games. If he plays like he played last year, they'll be in that 5-win range, So, he had a tough year, and, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's got to make huge strides in order for them to take that next step. So, it's like them. It seems like the team with the quarterback that steps up out of them, the Patriots and the Dolphins, is going to be in that 8 to 10, win range.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
That if Drew doesn't play better, the Dolphins are going to have some issues. So.
Yeah.
Interesting that there's 3 young quarterbacks in that division, but but then when you look at the rest of the division and the rest of this AFC, it's loaded with quarterbacks. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I can't wait for this season, and I'll be excited for preseason games.
Hey, you look at it. I mean, you got some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Probably 7 are in the AFC. So trying to get over those teams is going to be.
Yeah.
You got the Banks and Barrel. You got Watson. It's crazy. You got Jackson, you got
Russell Wilson coming over.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Mahomes,
Yeah.
Herbert was going to be. I think that's the Chargers Super Bowl contender this year. So
yeah,
it's going to be exciting watching some games this year.
My dark horse MVP candidate. Tell me if you agree or is it a little crazy. I think Derek Carr might be the league MVP this year.
Wow, if he wins the MVP, that's the other one. You got Devontae Adams out there too.
Yeah.
So
and then I'm a big Darren Waller guy,
Yeah, no, I like him too. I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back this year. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
I think it's going to be an interesting year with them, and I think it could be one of those teams. I think Carr could do it. I think Herbert was down. The Chargers got some pretty legit receivers out there. That's going to be an interesting team to watch.
Oh yeah, then they had Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. Look out, man.
Yeah, they finally got a defense. They had arguably Williams, Keenan Allen, and those guys.
Yeah.
And they got some really good weapons out there. So that's going to be a fun division to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, looking at the Jets' schedule, I mean, they start out rough. So you're talking Ravens at Browns, Bengals at Steelers. You're going AFC North all the way through to the first 4 weeks.
That's crazy schedule, man. I'm surprised that the NFL did that. That's a really hard schedule. That division, Steelers made some really good pickups too. So that's another team that's really gotten better in the offseason. So
yeah. Sounds good. What's do you want to make a prediction for your Jets?
I'm going to say, prediction. I don't want to be negative, but let's say 9-8. How about that?
Okay, I like it. Is that good enough for the playoffs?
going to be interesting because there's going to be a lot of the AFC West is going to be a dogfight. You know, the North is always a dogfight. 9 and 8 may get jit. You know.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them 10 and 7. You know, like I said, it's all coming down to Zach Wilson. But who do you like in the Super Bowl? Can I ask you that question?
Yeah. The AFC is really tough. I mean, Buffalo's got to be up there as a favorite. That one's really tough. In the NFC, I got the Bucks. I can't pick against Tampa Bay as long as Brady's playing.
It's crazy, I know, and it's amazing, like the different levels of quarterbacks are on that side. You know, and that really affects things. You know?
Yeah.
So the Cardinals took a step back at offensive line. I think the Rams will be competitive.
Yep.
I'm keeping an eye on the 49ers. I think Jimmy G's going to be the quarterback, and I still think they have one more run left in them.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on, Coach. It was great talking some football with you.
You too. Good luck. I loved it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Go Jets, and it should be a fun year. Have a good week, and can't wait for some football.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Yep. Talk to you later. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.